Most concerts, they barely scratch. They barely make a profit. Yeah.
It's not a profitable as it.
You are the one that's organizing the concert.
Yeah.
Bro, you'll go home with you can go even with dates.
Oh my gosh. What's the average budget of hosting like a proper concert in Kenya? What's normally the average budget?
Knowledge is with the people. It's only there's no forum that they share. By the way, all these everybody has them and they have kept quiet with it. But when we bring such forum and people discuss,
are able to share such. What are some of the opportunities and gaps that really exist in the audiovisual landscape? So what needs to be done properly?
With price wars, everybody loses in the long run.
That's true.
Even the consumer, because it will reach a point that what the consumer is offering in terms of compensation, it will not be able to sustain the kind of service and the value. So it will do.
So basically, Xpose transformed more from leasing to more of experience and value addition. So it was more than just leasing. Apart from building the inventory, more focus was also the experience on adding value to the equipment.
We've built a lot of equipment that are not even yet ready for the market. We thought that the market will embrace them, but we don't give up. We just say, let it be there. But 2 to 3 years,
they'll catch up.
International standards is the only way that will save us.
All right.
If we do mediocre and just following the norm, we might lose it and we might fall.
So there's a lot of work that needs to be done, especially talking about mice knowledge, because at times in my line of duty, you find someone is engaged and say, oh Simon, what is this mice you keep talking about?
You know, even people, same guys in the industry even don't know.
Interesting, exactly.
The leisure bit in tourism in itself per se is not a big driver.
All right.
But business can drive leisure, and when both are merged, it's marvelous.
Kenya, we are making a good stride as we speak, and again, Bomas, you see, Bomas International Convention Complex is coming up, so
let it be big, and offers opportunity and a competing chance within our peers and within the region.
That's true.
We can, and also the government will listen more to our industry, and just know that this is just like any other industry that that has an association that speaks in one voice, that needs, and our input will be better, even on just making policies that will increase in terms of our operations, in terms of improving our welfare.
Because actually IMAC has really transformed, and they're one of the pioneers when it comes to event managers, event organizers, and also some of the mice suppliers.
Because the rest can't afford. Because even to break even, we'll need 6 to 7 years. So, but we are coming. We are growing. We are growing.
And without communication, we can't collaborate. So, who is Kevin Makomere? Ladies and gentlemen, Simon Peter here, Mice Ambassador. Today we are hosted by a guest from Xpose Audiovisual. So Xpose has been in the market for the last 20, how many years?
19 years.
19 years, so it's just close. So 20 years in the audiovisual industry in Kenya. And our guest today is called Kevin Makomere, who is the business development lead at Xpose. But before we introduce our guest properly, allow me to introduce our partner, the Clarion Hotel. So the Clarion Hotel is a mice destination at the heart of Kenya's capital. Let's have a look at it. Great, so we are back, And also we have another partner on board, the Sarit Expo Center. Sarit is holding its first ever Africa Mice Expo in next month. That is June 12th and 13th. We are bringing over 1,300 event experts in a day. So which means in 2 days, you're going to have roughly between 2,500 to 3,000 delegates in the country. So we invite you. If you need to be part of the event, you can reach out to us or reach out to Sarit directly so that you can get to sponsor, exhibit, and learn more about the mice industry. So why is it important for you to come into the Africa Mice Expo? So we need to network, discuss and chat the way forward in regards to Kenya's mice industry and also Africa at large. Tupatane Sarit Expo. Allow me to introduce you once again to our guest called Kevin Makomere. So Kevin is a business development lead at Xpose Audiovisual Limited. He has a full wealth of experience in the audiovisual landscape, and he understands the business of events and AV, and also what is important, the technical aspect on the AV. Most important and surprisingly, he's one of the youngest tech and audiovisual enthusiasts we have in the country. How are you, Kevin?
Thank you, Simon.
You good?
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much.
I'm happy.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think we've been having most of our engagement probably over the phone.
Yes.
Yeah, so but glad to have you on set today.
Okay, thank you. You're doing a good job.
Thank
Keep
you
it
so
up.
much.
Somebody's telling our story.
Yeah, definitely. Because you see, for the longest, the mice industry has always been the shadow, and there is a huge crave and thirst for industry information. We need to talk. Yes. We need to have this conversation. Without communication, we can't collaborate. So who is Kevin Makomere?
Kevin Makomere,
yeah,
is a young man and very passionate about events and creating experience. And it's all about brand speaking, listening to music, and people having to engage all their facets of living.
Interesting.
The eyes and the ears.
Yeah.
It's all that movement that keeps us awake each and every day.
Yeah, that's right. And that's exactly what makes us human.
Yes. And, and we ache a living. Some of us ache a living
from it.
From it.
Definitely. Yeah. So how did you get into the audiovisual landscape? So immediately from the alma mater, the area of practice. So how did you find yourself into the events industry?
Something funny. I've been in the industry like all my life. I've done 360, if I might say, in terms of events.
All right.
I've done catering. It's also part of events.
Interesting.
I've done deco. And then I've done audiovisual. So if you put it together, your typical event, the experience that you need in an event, you need food.
Yeah.
You need to sit and listen and enjoy. And you need to dance and go back with some information.
Yeah, that's true.
So I've done all of it, and by coincidence, it wasn't planned because undergraduate I did marketing.
All right.
For bachelor's. Then after marketing,
you can shout out to your alma mater.
I did at Masinde Muliro.
Nice.
Yeah. My undergraduate.
Yeah.
Then my MBA I did at Daystar. All right. Still also, I did also...
So MBA was in...
Still marketing.
Interesting.
Because I realized that 80% of what we do and what I do also revolves around what we want people to see.
Yeah.
And maybe to buy and to experience.
Yeah.
So it has all been through marketing.
All right.
So, but outside it... I love soccer. So,
all right.
So Manchester United supporter. FC Leopards local, though it has not been doing well, but currently we are somewhere.
All right.
So after school, I started with my first job. First, I got my first job before I even graduated. I was lucky enough. While still at school.
Yeah.
That last bit of school, some guy just came to our school and said, I want people who have done business and marketing to come and run for me a school.
All right.
Then when you put the word manager, and you remember, during our days, people wanted to start management trainee.
Yeah.
but manager was a big title then, a rookie. I may took the challenge. In fact, I had not applied. Kumbe guys had applied earlier, and they'd sent their CVs. May I just join? When I heard that business people were meeting a certain investor under a tree. So I went there. So when the guy was asking random questions, so people had applied.
Yeah.
Me, I was asked, I say, I had applied.
Yeah. Interesting.
Did you apply? Then I asked the guy there, what was the position? They say, manager. Wondered. Then the guy told me, I think I like you. I didn't see your CV, but I like you. So then he went, and I even forgot about it. A few days now, I'm clearing. Then I get a call. The guy calls me. I thought you were coming. I said, where? The college was in Kisii.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, I packed my bags. I went to Kisii. I got there.
Yeah.
True to the guy.
Yeah.
I was given a managerial position. I had a secretary.
All right.
An office.
All right.
I'd never had an office. So when I went there, I was told, now you need to manage this school, a college. Manage this college for me. And then I think it's where my passion for events came in. I realized most school going, there were no many activities that attracted young ones from school. And it was a small college that was running. The courses that we were running were from secretariat to ECD to CPAs.
All right.
There was no even bachelors, but we had partnered with several universities.
All right.
So there, I was encouraged. Now I was a marketer, manager, any big position within there.
Yeah, so you're handling like all the key management functions.
Yes.
All right.
And being young and fresh from school, it was one of the best experience.
All right.
I think at Maki those days, we were communicating through Zoom.
Zoom was there before then. Like
imagine somebody in Kisii had already known that Zoom. That guy had lived in the US for quite some time.
Yeah.
So he was running 8 satellite colleges within Kisii.
All right.
And my branch was one of them.
All right. So by that time, Zoom was a thing?
Yeah, for him, he was leveraging in terms of going to all the branches.
All right.
Him central, so they're just ensuring each and every manager.
All right.
And he kept us on toes. I think that is where I learned my workmanship.
All right.
So, but I didn't stay there for long because I had not even yet graduated. Just after school, now we were waiting. So at that time, I had already applied another job with Total, management trainee. So I came to Nairobi for the interview. I remember we used to do it at Hurlingham. So I left Kisii, came. When I did it, I told myself, why should I go after only one? This is the time I'm in the city. Let me do another also interview. So at China Square, they use China Center.
All right.
There used to be another recruiting agency. Don't remember something staffing.
All right.
So I went there, did another management training.
All right.
So I left, went back to Kisii. For 1 month, went to school, graduated. My cousin was having a wedding also in the city. I came back to Nairobi. When now I came to Nairobi, Total guys had called us for the second. It used to be elimination. Enter a room, you're given papers, aptitude, you do. Those who have not answered, because you're many in a hall.
So they just try to find a way where they can chaff out most of the.
So
interesting.
When I went to that one, they qualified to the second stage.
Yeah.
But this one, with the recruiter, I was told we are leading you direct to your employer.
All right.
We're going to do interview there.
Interesting.
So when I went there, I found it was an events company. And because the title was management trainee. So I didn't, you see, there's no event there. But once I got in, it's when I realized that it was an event company.
All right.
And immediately after the interview, those guys told me, we want you to report tomorrow. We are having a big setup that we need you to start like practicing immediately. And I remember that job was there was a show that Lillian Muli was doing of fashion at Citizen, and it was being hosted at Oval. And Oval was still new. So you can tell the days, long days.
Quite a long time.
So when we went there, it was to load cocktails table. And I tell you, the lifts were not working.
Oh my gosh.
And I was to supervise the boys to bring from ground floor to top floor. Yeah.
All right.
I almost say this is not a job that I want
Interesting.
to do. So I did the job, then traveled home. Went back to Western. They called me back. Guy, Monday, we want you. I told my Kisii employer, man, the city is calling me. So that's how I left.
The city is calling you.
So that's how I left and came to Nairobi.
Yeah.
So I did many weddings. I did for now current government spokesman Mwaura did his wedding.
All right.
I did the deco, everything. Then I knew colors.
Interesting.
Now I've forgotten. I knew colors. I knew to blend them.
All right.
Then now in between, I started getting interested.
All
because
right.
the first thing with the tent guys and deco, they're the first people on site. Because you must sit before the other guys come in.
Yeah.
Even caterer will find you there. Maybe they'll have a cooking station. They'll find you there. But I got interested. The guys who normally brought sound, they used to come after us. They do a show. They leave us on site. I said, I think these guys there, that seems to be interesting and to be fun.
All right.
Then I just got interested. Then I got an opportunity. Also, I didn't know also where I was going.
Yeah.
A recruiter also had advertised. Anybody who knows audiovisual, but by then I'd gotten a lot of interest.
Yeah.
So I just applied. Then I was called for interview. In fact, I did 2 interviews with the Xpose. I did the first one.
Right.
And I did the second one.
So which was that year? So which year are we talking about?
This is towards the end of 2015.
All right. All right.
Now, 2025.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I got in as a sales rep.
At Xpose now.
At Xpose. And at that time, Xpose was a big name, but we are not yet, like, if I compare, the journey has been gradually, because then the only homeboys were there. In fact, if you could be told to say examples, just say more sound, homeboys, and maybe live gigs.
Yes.
Yeah. So now I grew within the department.
Is more sound still on?
Oh, they rebranded to NRG.
Alright. So which means like the More Sound brand does not exist.
The brand per se does not exist.
Yeah, because actually I checked their website. Yeah, so so no communication. It's very silent.
It's very silent. I think,
and also their socials are not as active.
Yes.
And I've also not met their staffs like on ground.
But I think with their visibility might not be there, but gear. That gear cannot have evaporated. The gear is still there. And maybe the players in the industry are using the gear.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yes.
Right. So I think more focus. I think what now Mule has done is more focus. Now it's on the radio, energy events, something like that.
Yes.
Anyway, so back at Xpose.
From that we've grown. We used to be at Hurlingham. Then the space became small. Then we
problems.
We moved to Karen.
All right.
And also the space became small. We went to we have stores. We have go downs. Mombasa Road. Still the space is
became small.
Yes. So currently we are planning to move to a new plant.
All right.
And we are hopeful for the next
few months,
5 years, the space will be enough. Will be enough for us, because now we've realized it just must be a go down. It must be a go down where a full load truck enters and it's loaded. Days of loading outside the warehouse and putting it still won't be sufficient.
All right.
So we were a staff of, when I joined, we were 18 permanent, but of course, because the nature of our business,
Very seasonal.
Very seasonal. So you'll find we have casuals up to 100. So depending on the season. So, and we've grown. Then COVID came. Drastically, the numbers went down, but we became creative and we went virtual. We created a studio at our space and we did gigs. We did concerts, virtual concerts. We did seminars. We did conferences. We did recordings, all virtually at our space. Then from it now, we did drive-ins. We became creative at that time, at least just to ensure that there was something that we were doing.
All right. So, and that was when Xpose was gravitating towards more experiential from just rental. So, is that when the transition happened?
Yes, at that time now we realized with only our equipment, if we will not create an experience out of it for our clients, there is where we will lose it.
Basically, just value addition.
So we did, as opposed, because we used our cameras, we used just to do live feed with them. And in fact, live streaming was never part of our productions. And until COVID, it's when now, because we rarely had clients who are saying that they wanted live stream. It was only, in fact, those days when somebody told us live stream, we used to know it's to showcase on the screens what is happening on stage, to do the delay screens.
Yes.
But now we came to know that due to restriction of movement, some presenters will want to present, but they might be far. So with it, and there are clients that who carried us at that time, that who really embraced. I'll not shout them, but mostly were banks.
All right.
Banks used to do their town halls, and at that time now we just go mic the CEO, mic the HR, then the rest of the team joined through, and everybody, the welfare of staff became keen. So people are really not meeting. But now we could go to offices, we could go to embassies just to meet a few groups. We even went to homes of the C-suites, and it became norm. So with 1, 2, 3, and the beauty of corporate, somebody will make a call. Oh, you couldn't do it, or who did it for you? And all of a sudden we became busy also during COVID. A week couldn't go without a gig, 2 weren't there. And it sustained us for quite some time. The normalcy returned. When now normalcy returned, now we came with vigor. We came with a new way of thinking. We became more creative, and we realized that we must innovate. And our innovation is where now we decided, let's always walk the journey with the client from once they walk in until when we are done with the event. And we curated now a way that you'll experience more of our equipment better than before. And we were able also to tell clients the functionality, you know, it used to be your need, then we execute. But now we could see your need. We could organize you like a doctor. We'll hear what you really want to achieve, then we curate around it. But then when now the real marketers and the real event planners, when we decided now we collaborate, and in fact within our space we decided we'll not have any competitor. They're all partners. Whether you sell an equipment like us, we're all partners. We'll reach a space that you don't have a technology and I have it. Why not? And with that, we've realized that the cake is big. It's big. And everybody can cut without me shortchanging you and just discouraging the aspects of price wars. Because with price wars, everybody loses in the long run.
That's true.
Even the consumer, because it will reach a point that what the consumer is offering in terms of compensation, it will not be able to sustain the kind of service and the value. So with it will drop after long. You might shed a group of other people around so that the consumer stick with you. But if it's not commensurate with the service, at long run it will water down. So with it, with collaboration and everything, I think we've seen growth and collaboration and just hearing what stakeholders are saying. And to us, planners are bigger. That's why where mice comes in.
Yeah.
Most planners, we've decided as a company, we are not going into a space of a planner. We are not going to a space of an agency.
All right.
You will not do experiential, but us will offer solution.
All right.
So that agencies will concentrate in their key.
All right.
But us will focus.
Yeah.
And ensuring that the tech that is needed within their space and their scope.
Interesting.
And we even go pitches with agencies and we sit in as part of their team.
Oh, so like you guys like bid and pitch together?
Together. So when we leave, I'll know my forte, you know your forte.
All right. So you talk about AV, the other one talks about maybe
the consumer journey. When you'll enter the store, this is what you'll think. And when we are launching this new phone, this is how it will appear. This is how people will engage. So with it, we've realized, and it's bringing more of creativity into the space, and it brings new knowledge, new ideas. The boring way how people used to do things is disappearing, and you'll find the knowledge growth within the space I can't compare with the 2015, 2016 there. Yeah, it's grown exponential. And then the beauty with also big brands, I'll comment about. Big brands, say Diageo, and also Safaricom. They have isolated now. They'll give you a job based. You are a technical. Will support us on technical.
Right.
Though me as a creative agency, I've realized for Chapadimba to get young ones together, we'll need to do a big event of how we'll award the winners. Then after the competition, we can do an after party.
All right.
I've created the idea, but the brand knows I'll pay you for the idea.
All right.
I'll pay you for the experiential and merchandise on site.
Yeah.
But I also know who will bring the equipment. I'll make the two of you to work together.
Come together.
So it has created growth in all aspects.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what Safaricom have been doing.
Safaricom, even Coke, and in fact EABL now. Experiential market agencies are doing perfectly. They're below the line.
All right.
Yes, and they're even suggesting events creatively to speak what the brand intends to communicate, but to bring out the information through screens, through visuals, through sound.
All right.
Equipment supply is given.
All right.
And when we sit to the room, everybody now, we hear the client's need at the same table, as opposed where we used to hear is a third party.
Yeah.
In fact, audiovisual guys used to come at the tail end of the conversation.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, if you want to introduce a new product in the market, you can't wake up in the morning and say that in 2 days we are introducing this. There'll be a soft launch.
Yeah.
So conversation can run for 3 months.
Right,
and imagine that the guy who will bring the sound is only coming at the tail end.
Yeah.
So you need to brief them with 1 day. But now the experience has been enhanced when everyone knows the goal and the objective.
Oh, so each stakeholder of the event is involved and put together.
Yes, and with that, it has what of recent times you've seen, quality of event has improved. And when something goes wrong, you'll see shouting on Twitter. You think in 80s, in 90s and 2000s, these things were not happening. They were happening, but because there were no parameters to hold to accountable and people not experience, there was no nice experience that you'll go and write home. In fact, nobody cared which event company had done the gig. If it was Bob Marley who came to Nairobi, it was Bob Marley who went and danced to Bob Marley. But the heck, if that sound, who brought the sound, until something small happens. Now, who was that?
All right.
But from onset nowadays, you'll find now even AV guys are being mentioned, are being tagged, have been put on posters. It has been a long journey to reach here.
That's good. That's good development, because I see now what corporates are doing. They're bringing a sense of development, a sense of belonging.
Yes.
So, what has evolved during that time when Xpose was starting back in 2006 all the way to 2015. So what exactly has changed? How has it evolved? And how has it transformed over the years?
At the start, it was more, well, it was more of equipment leasing.
All right.
And the company really wasn't pushing for the experience per se. It was pushing for the equipment.
All right.
So it was what can we collect more in terms of equipment, and so that we can lease it out. And with the time now, when the evolution has come at a basis where now the company is at opinion that it's not only the equipment per se, but how is the equipment serving my client? How is it the ideals or the you see, there is more to a brand that puts into the consumer, other than just there's value that the consumer derived from now the equipment beyond who brought the equipment and what kind of equipment. When you realize it's more than just a speaker, it's more than just a mic, because anybody can go to Europe and get a Maya speaker. And bring it, but how will you place it in front of the client and serve his delegate and serve his product? Or a musician come and sing. I've had instances that we've had to import mixers into the country because the mixers that are available. So when you realize it's more than our customers need to be immersed into our experience, when we realize it's just beyond the equipment, even how our equipment will be used and what will be after we left the site, not just to take it and your event, it's done.
All right.
But when we leave and they say that it served the purpose, everything went as planned, and we've launched our product, the queues on right, it was 1, 2, 3, we unveil it, and the product is in the market and it was received very well. The photos have come out, pop, it's something we'll commemorate even 10 to 15 years to come. Other than even the blaster didn't blast until there's nothing. And the worst bit with an event, it happens at the moment. You can't, once it's, if it goes south, it has gone south.
Yeah, that's true.
So that experience, it holds a big space. And you know, in events, there's no forgiveness.
All right.
People will always remember. So that experience, to walk that experience journey, it's beyond the equipment. There's when now we transformed.
All right, interesting. So basically, Xpose transformed more from leasing to more of experience and value addition. So it was more than just leasing. Apart from building the inventory, more focus was also the experience on adding value to the equipment. So I would really like you to shine an overview outlook of the audiovisual landscape in Kenya. So how is the AV industry like?
AV in Kenya?
By the way, allow me to ask a typical question like a Kenyan. AV ikonado?
Ikonado.
All right.
We can't complain.
All right.
But not for KRA. But,
right, yeah.
But even at KRA, we are paying our statutory.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and if I'll talk about even just our space, like for us, the families that are really we are feeding, from timber, from timber guy in Gikomba to lanyard, stickers, all branding. You look at
do fabrication.
When you come to fabrication now, the metalwork, the woodwork, the painting.
Does fabrication?
We do fabrication. We do backdrops.
Interesting.
So you'll find that also is like an economy on its own.
Yeah.
We never knew we will need a carpenter in our organization until the need came in. We never knew we'll need an architect to build the structure because we only knew that architects were for building homes. Then for now we didn't knew that we needed an IT guy. Now we have IT guys, we have graphics guys, then camera guys, then sound engineer, audio engineer. So then of course yours truly, marketers. We didn't know it will transform. I think when it started, it was basically people in tech. I know how to operate a speaker. I call you, there's like a dinner in our office. put your speakers, come, connect evening, done. The same take. Then how invoice, you'll find the same guy did the invoice. But now it's a whole change of spectrum that has brought nearly all business functions together. Now we need to have a nice procurement guy because we have many partners that we work with. You see now procurement comes in, but before procurement, even accountant could do. Then partners that we bring on board. Do we have a partner that is reliable for our client? So the growth has been exponential, and you see now all this, it's a big ecosystem. Like now we are direct, we are 60.
All right.
Yes, then support staff is excess.
All right. It's quite a number.
It's quite a number. And now you see the thing that we are really, now as a company, it's now training needs in terms of just to get now the topmost, because our schools are not teaching people audio, not teaching people visual. In fact, most of our visual engineers really trained mechanical. They were never... So now inside, at least the same physics that is done in school, it's still applied on connecting the AV.
So I've seen Homeboys really try to do something when it comes to AV training.
Yes.
Just need to get it correctly. I think they have the Homeboys Institute something.
Yes.
Just need to get it correctly. So yeah, they're trying to redefine the space on how technician.
Which is good. You see, that one will not only bring people that they have no any other opportunity in life, so the only space that they saw an opportunity was in AV. This will bring people with passion. There are people, they just love music. So this guy, if they get such a training, as we've started one, but it's not really elaborate, and we tried to partner with Saiton, but with the issues that happen with Saiton and also the late recent the COVID thing, it a bit slowed it down. We even with graduates, we had 2 cohorts who just pick guys from poly who are really interested in sound. They come, they learn sound. Then outside it, we do them the screens, because most of the guys who sell us these screens, the Chinese, they come down. They pass the knowledge to technician, new improvements. So when they come, we could take these kids while they're still fresh from school, then impart. And now that, like that, you don't do it for yourself. You do it for the industry. Because even if how many graduates, we can't keep all of them, but we'll improve the industry in itself for the growth, so that it will be purely technical, because equipments are there, but we have the people to do it.
All right.
That is there.
Yes, I think it has evolved so much such that in to highlight some of the key issues or some of the key outlook that you've mentioned in the audiovisual industry. One, it's creating opportunities for people outside here, because it's feeding families, right?
Feeding families.
Yeah. So then on the other aspect you've mentioned is in regards to the training capacity.
Yes.
So which means like right now people are learning more about the audiovisual. And by the way, I know during your time there was an issue of experts in the audio, so they had to learn on the job, not like now what.
Yes, mostly
trying to.
Yeah, mostly were just boys.
All right.
Maybe after high school, after campus.
Yeah.
Then you hear the opportunity used to come because technicians were 2 to 3.
All right.
So all the other boys, in our lingo we call them KYM, kanda ya moko.
Yeah.
Kijana ya moko, ya mkono. They come, they load the truck. That was all they could do.
Yeah.
Then when the truck gets on site, they offload. But now with time, so such a guy, you'll tell them, run the cable.
All right.
They assist here, then join the panels, things that you can just learn by saying.
Yeah.
But then with time, they develop interest. Now teach them to program. Then you teach them how to do the mixer. Then the guy is just on job, and he develops passions, and if he finds, he just sits in. But now you'll find, you see, like in developed market, I wake up, I sleep, sound engineer, I get to campus, I'm just going to be a sound engineer or a producer. But now people are getting enlightened. Now I'm telling you, a proper sound engineer within Nairobi, no one can come and tell me he's unemployed.
All right.
A proper sound engineer. that you have your papers
Yeah.
as a trained sound engineer.
Yeah.
Aye.
It's already
You can
labor
never
market.
be unemployed. It will take us like next 10 to 15 years
All right.
to have a certified sound engineer unemployed in Nairobi.
Yeah.
All you finish, you'll get a job. In fact, if you freelance, every day you'll have a gig. Though our market is yet, our consumers are yet to understand the paying model. Me, I've invoiced, sorry to say this about my clients, I still love you. And I'll need you because we've had instances, you bill for pricing of a tech.
Yeah.
You're told, is there a surgeon? Price is close to a surgeon one operation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you'll find like in advanced markets, a tech is paid per hour. But within our market, we can't pay a tech per hour. We pay them per gig.
Yes.
And something funny with us, a gig is tomorrow, we'll set up today, we'll do sound check today, we'll do the presentation today. You'll not pay for today, you'll only pay for tomorrow. But in a developed proper market, it's job. Even rehearsals is job.
So you want to tell me it's not paid?
No. Yeah, no.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You'll pay for during the event itself.
So you're actually paying for that day of the event?
That day of the event. It doesn't matter how long you've done the rehearsals.
All right.
But there are those who appreciate. There are those clients who appreciate will say, for the labor, we'll do a 50%.
All right.
But you know, as for a company, like if I outsource labor, that bill will be on me.
Yeah, that's true.
The guy coming I'll pay them for rehearsals and I'll pay them during the gig. Right. So I'll have to absorb the bill. But those are things that we'll need to rationalize. I think once a market develops, even when we were starting, you could just pick any speaker and take to a client. But currently we have clients who are so sophisticated, they want to know the model of the speaker. You can't just carry a speaker and bring on site.
Even a model?
A model. They'll tell you, which model is this? Which year? Even a mixer. They'll specify the mixer.
All right. Like they're so specific, like this is a specification.
Even a microphone. We have clients who will tell you, I want this kind of a microphone. And they're telling you some of these mics are so too much, so expensive that if I only have that client, it will sit to my inventory until they have another gig. Because the rest can't afford. Because even to break even, we'll need 6 to 7 years. But we are coming. We are growing. We are growing.
Yeah, so I can tell actually the market is really evolving, and the market is so big because I think I've seen Homeboys, More Sound, and Stitchpass are dominating the audiovisual landscape, and I'm glad also the industry is growing. I've seen new brands, AV related, coming up so well. And something interesting to learn, some of the business owners of these new companies are offshoots of the big boys.
I think nobody is coming from outside. So
interesting.
It's still children from the same mother and same father.
Yeah, it's something I can tell.
And that's why I've told you, we reached a space as a company and decided everybody will be a partner within our space. We'll just be partners and we'll serve the same customer. While we are discussing with you off the hook, if a partner does a job and it goes well, it's a win for the whole industry.
That's true.
And if it goes bad, it's also a loss for the whole industry. And this comes when we think long term other than short term, because for a planner, for an organizer to come all the way from UK and produce a conference here, then one of our partners be the one who got the job and did it. I'll tell you, the organizer will go not only remembering the person, but will be remembering the industry. Kenyan industry is yet to grow.
That's true.
I got a company that we worked with but our AV was horrible. And it left a bad experience for the attendees. But you see, if the partner succeeded, the organizer will sell the name of the partner also with the industry in Kenya. Like, sure, in Kenya I got a company. This is the company that I did. But even at the same time, if all of us are going to produce conferences in Nairobi, I think we can still try because the industry seems ripe because we are rated as an industry as opposed as a company.
Yeah. All right, interesting. Yeah, so it's good also seeing such offshoots coming from the same organizations.
Yes.
Now, so far, when it comes to the quality of audiovisual, so I hope Kenya has improved so far. I see huge competition from our neighboring countries. They're doing serious events, equipments, but I still feel Kenya, there is something we need to get it correctly.
Kenya, we are within our brothers. We are still big boys.
All right.
But if we don't up our games, we'll be big boys of yesterday. Because even in a home, your big brother at times, you'll come and become the big brother.
Yeah.
So with that informed, because Uganda now doing concerts, 100% all equipment from Uganda, all equipment from Kampala.
Right.
And you see like Uganda concerts, they are good in terms of just attendees. And I think them music is in their culture. They have embodied music so much.
Yes.
They can totally sold out gigs there. It's easier.
Yeah.
And they are pushing it. And then you come to Tanzania. Tanzania also, they have gigs each and every day. You'll see in Mwanza, in Mwanza, Dodoma, Dar es Salaam. And I'll tell you, when I was joining, we did many gigs. We used to do even Kisiwa Awards. And even our partners, Live Gigs has been doing many events in Tanzania. And even as late as last year, those are the clients that work with you the journey. They say, we trusted you, we've worked with you all these years. Even though we knew within our home, we have companies that have come up, but I think with this level, we still have entrusted you, which is at liberty of the client. But saying that, even Rwanda, our market has been serving Rwanda as late as 2023, and those big jobs. But we've realized most now the people that take us to such markets our clients that we've served them here, or they have footprint here.
All right.
But if you want to do a gig now in Rwanda, they have locals. In fact, what we export there mostly is technical. Just get
the human resource,
which we are still on top of it. Which is because equipment will evolve, but will always come up new, improved version. So I think the way where we are in terms of human capital, we should continue now upping our game. We should continue to define the standards within the market. And then now with that one, we'll not even bring fights with the local companies within East Africa. They'll get jobs, we'll bring the resource. Or we'll even win a job here in Nairobi to go and do it in Kigali. Get the resource, use the equipment there, then come back. It will enable us to grow wholesomely within East Africa. And then no country will shy off taking any big gigs. They'll say, bring it. We have the resource within our borders. We have the resource within the region.
Yeah, I'm glad to see also most East African countries, they are also self-sufficient. Self-sufficient in terms of they also have their own in-house or in-country inventory.
Yes.
All right. So, you guys are member of any associations?
Yes. We are a member of IMAC.
All right.
Then we are also members of an international.
All right.
Where, in fact, most of our trainings in terms of customer management within the AV space, pricing, discounts, billing in terms of resource, we really benchmark with them with company where we are member, UK, and it really in terms of COVID, how to relook and remodel our business strategy. We really borrowed a lot from
this international associations.
But locally, we are IMAC, Event Managers Association of Kenya.
Yeah.
And we are proudly to be part of it. And,
great.
Even in our emails, in our signatures,
that's rare, because actually IMAC has really transformed, and they're one of the pioneers when it comes to event managers, event organizers, and also some of the mice suppliers. So of late, what hasn't been happening there?
IMAC, the constitution of IMAC is well laid, and IMAC still has a lot of work to do to improve on what it's doing, just in terms of now amplifying the voice of all the players within the industry, in terms of just a voice that will speak on behalf. And we want IMAC to amplify both.
All right.
On behalf of consumers and on behalf of us service providers.
Yeah.
In that, it will guarantee quality. It will guarantee value for money of all the consumers and people who experience our services within our space.
Right.
And at the same time, it will put a good operating system or laws, because in terms of no right will be infringed, in terms of we will not overpromise our clients and under deliver, and also our clients will not honor their point of bargain. Then also the government will listen more to our industry, and just know that this is just like any other industry that has an association that speaks in one voice, that needs, and our input will be better, even on just making policies that will increase in terms of our operations, in terms of improving our welfare, and also in terms of just encouraging the industry to grow further and allow more people to enter, more people to be employed, and to be a good, just like any other industry that is income generating. And it will be something that people, you'll have a son who will say, I proudly want to be a Navy engineer. Nobody will hear. People are always saying, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a pilot, I want to be a lawyer. But if there's a voice of reason that will point out and say that within the creatives, we also have people who operate within the mice. And you see the same way, even during COVID of recent. In UK, there were tax rebates, there were AV companies, the government really took good care of them just to ensure they remained afloat. Believe me, there are companies that were the same. They have never come back. They have never recovered after COVID. And they went and died. In fact, some of us, we wrote off all debts.
All right.
After COVID, you couldn't even have shame to say, please send us
an invoice.
Or we send you an invoice, or give us a payment plan. So and the recovery has taken a bit of time, because the first thing people to cut on a budget, even at your home, you'll not do your birthday this year if you don't have money. So the first thing to catch it will be event. The first thing you'll remove in your budget, it's when things get hard, it's event. So it's a point that we need somebody who can speak that anything. In fact, we suffer even political upheaval. I'm telling you, we cancelled many jobs during when Gen Z had demonstration. Many conferences, many launches were postponed or cancelled altogether. And you see, those are things that are beyond us. But we want somebody who can speak on behalf. When stakeholders, when things even are getting out of hand, we need somebody who can say, we know. But within our space, if the environment is not conducive, why will you bring a conference in Nairobi and not take it to Kigali or take it to Arusha here? Because Nairobi is chaotic. So you'll find if we have point of reason where KEPSA is standing and saying the environment is not. We want somebody also within us, IMAC, to stand and say, have a press conference that the way things are going, livelihoods are being affected.
Yeah.
So there is where I want IMAC to really push, not only necessarily about us, but also people who consume our product. And then point of entry in our industry is, I told you, it's easier. You can go to Nyamakima and get your 2 speakers, a projector, get a website, and you start saying, I run a Navy. Then you come to somebody's event, a nice conference, somebody has taken months to prepare, nothing works on that day, and the consumer had already paid. Who will follow up with the supplier to say, have you, you have not honored the promise? So you see, it must be a win-win, and when that trust is built, I'll, as a planner, I'll come to Nairobi freely knowing any supplier that I'll choose from the pool. I'm so sure if they'll not honor the bargain, I'll get my money back. You'll have that confidence, and you'll know this market is well regulated, like an international market, as opposed to you can come and lose your money. We have many promoters who have taken off with artist money. Artists come all the way, they land in Nairobi, but there's nobody to hold them accountable. But you see, if IMAC speaks and shouts that if you come into Nairobi and this organizer, this promoter works with us, we guarantee you, you will be paid 100%. We'll remove the stories of revelers have paid, artists have refused to go on stage. It shows a bad picture, not only for country, but also for all of us as a country, and also the players. In fact, the players will lose a lot. We can get all the mixers, but if artists cannot come here because of our promoters are misbehaving, but who can speak on behalf of both artists, promoters, and us? It's IMAC.
Basically, that's where just the association needs to speak volumes, need to speak on behalf of the industry. So recently, I've seen Xpose has a signature event, so it's called Be Exposed, right?
Yes, Be Exposed.
Yeah, so tell me something about it.
Be Exposed was created in the same space, just to talk about the industry in itself and help it to grow and address the challenges within the space, and also benchmark and bring international standards into the market, as opposed to just operate the way we operate, like we are in isolation, and while the world has moved on, that we are playing the same space, because now you want to experience the same from your home, even from a developed market, even to a growing market like Kenya. So with it, we decided and nobody speaks on our behalf. We are always behind the scene. We'll ensure the mic is working. The PowerPoints are up. The music is on. The revelers are dancing. And when revelers want to dance, brands will speak on the behalf. Then artists will speak. But us, nobody will even ask. In fact, we only asked. The only feedback was the gig was good, or it was bad. In fact, when it's good, because it's expected to be good, nobody speaks about it until something goes south. It's when. So we decided let's speak within the industry, and the beauty about it, we bring both the end user, then the user, the end user, then the person who influence the user to make the decision, then the decision maker, then us. So from it, we bring event planners who basically they speak on behalf of the end user. Now they'll speak. Now they'll tell their story on the platform. Then we'll bring the AV person who only avails the tools for people to speak and air their issues, but them themselves don't air. Now here, they also speak. Then the consumer, who plays a role in between the planner and the brand they represent. So we bring all these people in the same room. And then it's purely unregulated.
All right.
And it's an open space, like an open forum.
Yeah.
In fact, we want to make it, the next season, we'll make it an open mic.
All right.
That will bring everybody within the industry, same tent, no panel seating, mics roving.
All right.
We have all our time. Let's speak it out and people to share out. Because with the panelists, we don't really exhaust.
Yeah.
And at times, it's like it's predetermined, pre-recorded, which at times does not come out authentic. But now because we've done the formal ones, conferences and summits, and most of conferences and summits, people come out either to push an agenda or to sell and others to buy.
All right.
Yeah, it's all business. But now here, it's now to improve.
All right.
Mostly it's to improve and push the industry forward. And
Right.
by the way, we call everybody in the room. Even those who you'll ask around.
Yeah.
Ask any of our partners. I told you, don't call them competitors. Ask any of our partners if we've not invited them.
All right.
We invite them, come, air, share, and let's build the industry. And it's a conversation that needs to go and reach to a level that we can attract now sponsors. And you see big brands, like big speaker brands, like we say Yamaha, Maya, Digico.
Yeah.
When they'll hear the market has gone beyond, now we are going to bigger, we are now talking, our market is now talking about brand.
Yeah.
You know, like you can imagine, you'll find a salesman from Maya sits in Dubai that serves all Africa. It means even when you are listing your clients, if you don't have an account manager for a specific continent until they sit in the Middle East, what tells you it's the market is taken so small. But when we start speak about our issues,
I didn't look at it that way.
It will make, wait a minute, people want to listen. Wait a minute, what are these people saying within their space? And we wanted to grow when we bring people from Uganda. Now we go to even advanced markets like SA. They come and just discuss how did they move from this to this level. Then now we bring the people who now create these products. Are they really even making products for Africa? Are they really checking in terms of our purchasing power? When I purchase a mixer, were they 6 million, 10 million? Then I rent it even at 15,000. When will I even break even? Then is really our market really ready for such?
All right.
But though we still, the experience, people from all markets want to experience the same quality, because now the world is one stage. Technology has broken the barriers. So you can't say that we'll bring substandard here. And now you in fact, our market has grown. You see our many Kenyans, now Chris Brown was in South Africa. Many Kenyans flew and go and enjoyed. They'll want to experience the same Chris Brown here. So if we speak, this is what will improve. Will improve the community.
So it's a good initiative, because now in its third season, I've been religiously following. So, and just to add a little bit on that, so what are some of the key issues that these stakeholders are raising a lot? So what are these key thematic areas that are coming up usually on those forums? On those forums,
most has been the client has really evolved. Consumers have really evolved in terms of the experience that they want from both ends. In that that if you're doing a concert, you better do a better concert. And people will relate the brand. If it's a beer brand that was one of the sponsors, or a whiskey, or margarine, or a juice brand that was associated with this concert. And there were things that never went fine. They'll not only associate it to one person, it will be the brand. People will be saying Tusker Oktoberfest gig. didn't go well. You see, it's already a tick on the brand. It means the consumer is well informed and can relate from the experience that you'll have to the brand. So if you don't do a better, if not the best, it will trickle down. It can even tarnish the brand image per se. And it was you can isolate, but now it has been bundled to an experience. So with that, it has informed in terms of how now marketers are thinking, agencies are thinking, and that's why brands are associating more with the emotions in terms of music. So then in terms of music, in terms of concerts, and then with all that bundled together, the experience must be all through, from the taste of the drink to the experience at the show. So if any fluctuate, it's tarnished too. You can remember the incident that we had with Boys to Men.
Done for Stanbic.
You see, you've remembered what?
Yes, Stanbic.
So organizers, that is how people are planning now their events and their gigs. So if all of us come together and speak to it, I'll be able to know. Even a technician who is running the cable has been brought at the same table with a marketing manager and an agency that manages brands within Stanbic to the same table that knows if this cable was not done right, it has gone to tarnish all the way, everything up to the brand. That all good intentions brought the artist here, people celebrate. But the little thing that now you see, we are all in the same table. So I think it has brought it that for every cogwheel to work, they must all be brought together, as opposed that sound guys tutawaita siku yenyu. So sound will come when we have finalized. What have you finalized without? And the sound is as important as the artist. It is as important as the all intentions that the brand want to achieve by bringing.
So basically through that forum, some of the issues they raise is the client evolves most.
The client evolves. Now they don't deassociate the experience. They go with the experience. So you'll find that it will trigger many things that you could not have triggered. But if all goes smooth and flow, even the brand image, brand visibility, and the power of the brand grows and becomes big, and people will be looking forward to the next edition. So with all that, if all stakeholders are brought on the same table, you know, all that is expected from us is to serve the end client. People, it is difficult. If you don't bring these people together, it will be difficult for a person to know that brand A that claims to pay me, it has no money on its own. It draws money to the attendees that have come. It gets money to the consumers who are revelers, who bank with us, who purchase from us, who drink from our beverages. So with it, it's translated up to you. So if you mess, you might say, we've not messed our brand. But the brand knew we called all these people to experience a good night of soul music. But you, with your with the lack of proper planning, ill-effective cabling and everything, you've not satisfied. But then we'll have at the same place be able also to tell the paying client that with the experience that we're expecting from all the stakeholders, from revelers who are your consumers, to you as a brand identity, we need this kind of equipment. We'll discuss now. We need to evolve. Other markets have already left what we're still using.
That's true.
So when we ask for a premium pay, it's related to premium equipment. Now it's when even a marketing manager, you'll know, it's just not only a mixer. It's a mixer with this channel, and this is the cost. because all product, it's easier for you to know I'm on a plane, I'm on first class, second class, and third class. But you see, you can go to your village ratio. The sound was sound.
Yeah.
So by the time I'll get you to a level to tell you that at this ratio, that was a substandard sound.
Yeah.
But now here, what you are listening, now this is sound.
Yeah.
So for us to ensure the decision maker also knows what we are talking about, we need to have such forum. But if we'll just be talking without each of us sitting in one table and discussing, it won't be, nobody will listen to each other. That's what I'm telling you. In Europe, I'll tell you, when somebody is doing a conference here, he'll specify to me even the brand of the cable. But tell me, how many of my local consumers will differentiate even between two microphones until they try to speak and it doesn't? Is this working? But I'm telling you, an international will know this is a Shure mic and this is not Shure mic. You'll know even from the brand.
All right.
These are better. They will tell you even to the series. So we want also, it's only such forums that will leapfrog and get to international best practices and standards if we speak to them as early as possible.
Yes, just
car brands will be easier to know. You know? But now we are at a level, so long as we get to point B. But now we've had a sophisticated client who has experienced both worlds. And something funny, most people within our space, they go to advanced markets.
Yes.
And now they're even borrowing. So a client is in Europe, he'll take a photo and he'll share. Can we do this? Can we replicate this?
All right.
So with such, to leapfrog now also our budgets to match our imagination, we need to bring all these people.
So I've come to learn that most of the international clients are so informed. Like the international clients wanakujanga Kenya, like they know their stuff. In fact, it's the client now who is teaching you.
Yes.
And Kenya, something we are lagging behind, especially the my stakeholders, the agency, not agency, but the PCOs and some of the event managers. So they're out of touch with the outside world.
Yes.
And a conversation we had with Wanjiku Kandie, it's that actually really is so internationally exposed.
Yes.
And she invests so much in capacity building, knowledge, learning what's happening in the outside market.
Yes.
And also a lady called Kagweria from Nitty Gritty.
I know her.
Yeah. So she does so much capacity building, attendance of these international events, and another person called Jeffas Miruka.
Yes.
Yeah. So huge when it comes to the international space and the international market. So I think it's something, we need to also hear locally.
So if we talk about these things, it will inform, people will be knowledge based.
Yes, and knowledge.
Because now you'll find like big banks. A bank like KCB. Literally, if you remove national holidays, Christmas, national holidays, they have event every day. They'll be launching something, Marakwet, women empowerment, something at Kencom, leadership, visa, merging. So you'll find now they have reached a point that they have an agency that supports, then an internal team. So in its space, people who now sits there with such forum, they'll be able to know from top of mind, if I'm having this event, these are the up to the smallest bit that they need in terms of audiovisual. But these are the forum that they'll learn, because even in their respective offices, you can't tell me you're a banker, in the morning you'll be learning different types of microphones, speakers, you see. But such forums will make them very informed. And even when they'll be asking at a point of knowledge other than a point of just need-based, that now we'll be having 3 speakers, we'll be having 2 panel, what I'll need. But once we speak in such forum, they'll know. If I'm having such a group of panelists, I'll need this size of a mixer, and this is the cost, because these channels supports this type of mics. But you see them, it's only when they need, it's when now we recommend.
All right.
But when we sit down and speak,
Yeah.
and then they'll be, oh, I went to another conference, it was much better. Why can't we not do it here? They'll challenge also us.
Yeah.
Then we realize our market is ready. We are the one bringing lagging behind.
Yeah.
So such conversation are really
Very
what
important.
improve
Yeah.
markets, by the way.
Yeah, because that's where people exchange knowledge.
Yes.
If you have international knowledge.
And knowledge is here, by the way. Knowledge is with the people. It's only there's no forum that they share. By the way, all these people, everybody has them, and they have kept quiet with it. But when we bring such forum and people discuss,
people are able to share such.
Yeah, the same and then things like this space that you have given some of us to speak.
Yeah.
Somebody is going to realize being a sound tech, a light tech, can earn me a living.
Yeah.
Maybe they have knowledge, they have done something in college, but they have interest, but they never knew it's something big that they can make a living out of it.
Yeah.
So I think it's just forums for people to speak and people to share knowledge.
All right.
Yeah.
Silent disco. Xpose has invested heavily on the actually the silent they were how do they call it? Just lacking a better word.
Wireless.
So the
wireless microphones.
Not leave the wireless
headsets.
Exactly. So there's those headsets that the light blue, red, green. Yes.
And that thing we've really and we started a long time ago, by the way.
Yes, actually, yeah.
We started
and I think I knew that through you guys.
And that thing, by the way, it has come to assist not only people who are interested in dancing, but even in listening. You see how Sarit is, we don't have him in a big expo in Nairobi per se.
Yeah, we have Sarit.
If you do at Sarit Expo, you can do a panel discussion if you're doing a big expo.
So what does big expo mean?
You can't combine both a big expo where panelists are running sessions and at the same time people are exhibiting.
All right. Though they've also been doing that, unless now we start talking about the magnitude.
But if you do big,
all right,
let's say like Cape Town, when you go 6,000 attendees,
all right,
6,000,
right. That makes
then
sense.
exhibitors are many. You see, like Sarit, you can still have big. There's a conference we normally do called African Tech Summit each year at Sarit.
All right. So I think this year was I'm told that this year was one of the biggest.
Yes.
This was one of the biggest editions.
So you see, you'll find when people are at the exhibition, people exhibitors have come to sell or to get contacts. If you cannot give them an opportunity to interact, but you have people who have just come to get knowledge and they're doing their breakout sessions.
All right.
If you have the headsets that a speaker within the room is just talking to this group of people who have come to his panel, and the rest within the same space, the exhibitor is continuing. Nobody will bother each other. Both will run parallel because we are limited of space, but you are not limited to speaking and everybody achieving their end goal. So that one has been a big seller. And if you check well, check advanced markets, check Europe, check UK. UK people are they're mixing summits within exhibition. Booths are all over here in the middle. In fact, it's just a demarcation with a backdrop. People are sitting, they're discussing. One stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, within the same space. So you find that somebody has 3 breakout sessions, is crying, where will I put? Now we have this discussion, where will... Then in terms of entertainment, you'll find we have 2 categories we want to cater, Gen Z and millennials. We have a concert. You have all the DJs, same spot. I want to enjoy 90s R&B. Then we have young ones here, want Afrobeats, want Amapiano. So it's just channel. Put both DJs on the desk, everybody to choose their channel. And then we have our guy Mosoria, noise pollution. So everybody can enjoy, and still you have not interfered with your neighbor, sleep. And it's people are embracing.
So far, how is the uptake?
The uptake is good. In fact, Even people have now taken no chair to house parties. It's a nice experience.
Nice.
Then at gardens and at homesteads.
All right.
Now it has gone beyond. For corporate, it's an experience. Mostly for corporate, it's an experience. But now for people who now really want to enjoy without interfering, and it's coming up, even birthdays people are taking. And as I've said, conference. We have done medical conference with it.
A medical conference?
A medical conference. And doctors listen.
All right.
Yeah. Everyone in the same room. 2 parallel presentation.
Yeah.
Choose your channel.
Oh,
I'm not able to know if you're a pediatric or a normal doctor, but the whole session is running.
All right.
You listen here, this one, you go to another one. So there is no lag. Yeah. So it's now honors to planners to curate events that they're not limited not only to space.
All right.
Yes, and the presenter. Now you can run both parallel with limited spaces. Yeah.
All right.
So the uptake is good, and people are embracing. You can even try a session.
Yeah, definitely. So that's a good stuff, because in fact even I knew about those headsets through you, and I think was it last month there was an event you guys were using it. What is the name of the event? I can't remember. It was more of like a picnic. It was more of like a picnic kind of style that people are using the headset. You had posted it on your socials. I was like, all right, interesting.
We call it silent disco.
Oh, silent disco.
Yeah, so you just enter, people are like zombies, but everyone is enjoying. Yeah,
but
and
the
even
music
clubs,
is loud.
even clubs in Nairobi, there are some clubs have embraced. They normally also get it from us.
Na vile Mosiri anakimbiza watu.
Yeah, but in fact it's a good stuff for learning. It's only people are yet to curate the events in such a manner. But if you can curate nice learning experience, it's so good that you can even, you see, when you go to Zoom, you join groups, rooms, like teams, where it's only, you can't exchange, but you only you see, if technology has advanced in other spheres, but now our one-on-one, you need to have the liberty to choose what to listen, because both are resource. Instead of you're just there, I don't want to listen this. But now you can imagine, like even locally, people have made their conferences interesting, but even interludes. Now we have DJs in conference rooms. That interlude is not the boring. You put it's called what? Instrumental. You see, people are going for tea break. Let's put instrumental.
All right.
Engage people. Get people to have headsets. Let them. In fact, if they are foreigners, let them listen to local music. Let them gel and blend.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. That actually makes a lot of sense. So as we near down to the end of our conversation, so what are some of the opportunities and gaps that really exist in the audiovisual landscape? So what needs to be done properly? The gaps that needs to be. There are gaps in terms of just restructuring the whole aspect of pricing in the system, that we have a standardized price. And then outside pricing, when there's also a gap in terms of still the technical know-how. We need to get more schools to train people to be really professional. Then after it's when the market will be ready to even to pay and to afford the talent. And even if they won't afford the talent is needed all over, because the beauty with the equipment, a Yamaha mixer is a Yamaha in Kenya up to UK. The same manufacturer, same distributor. So there's still growth within the space. But us as stakeholders, the more we treat each other as partners, the more the industry will grow and it will embrace us. Because if we are not together, then even our users won't see the value in us,
we can't create value in isolation.
All right.
So now I'm happy you're bringing a discussion in the MICE space.
Yeah.
And such forum and discussions are what will not only put the stakeholders, but also a country at a map in terms of event. As I was telling you that the leisure bit in tourism in itself per se is not a big driver.
All right.
But business can drive leisure, and when both are merged, it's marvelous.
Right.
But for us to attract a big, for a country like Kenya to bid for a big conference, for a big summit, the goodwill needs to start from the top, but also up to all our stakeholders.
That's true.
And we must be ready, all as a team, that we can take the job. You see, all big gigs that come here, some have just been lobbied by the president.
Oh, yes.
And because some of these summits are not to be done on big tents, but we can only host them in big tents. But if all of us were conversing, by now, instead of us putting the next biggest mall in town,
oh my gosh,
still we need another big convention center.
Yeah,
that will go all the way to bring both business and leisure, and will push our tourism to greater heights. It's through business that tourism gets known, because business will force me to come here. A conference will force me to come to Kenya if it means. But you see, I can choose to go for beach. I can choose to go to Malaysia. I can go to Zanzibar or come to Mombasa. I have a choice. But if a venue is already set here for a conference, I'll have to come. Then through it, I realize, oh, Mara is here.
All right.
So through that, if we view a wholesome, it's a big industry. It's not in isolation.
It's a whole industry.
As we say, hotels are our partners. Event planners are our partners. People who own spaces are our partners. See, even hotels can install fixed installation, but they'll need technical help from the team.
Yeah.
Hotel purely exists to sell food and accommodation. Yeah. But with support from all of us. Yeah, so the market is still big. We are not yet there.
All right.
We are not yet there. So the growth is enormous.
All right.
The future is bright.
All right.
But we choose to remain optimistic that
definitely.
the right people are listening.
Yeah.
Yes, and from our areas, we'll push what we can.
Definitely. Yeah. So do you feel like the Kenyan MICE industry is headed in the right direction?
Yes, it's headed in the right direction because the right conversation has started happening.
All right.
There was no conversation.
All right.
But now, make even the topics more local.
All right.
And let's discuss difficult questions.
All right.
That why will somebody decide to take his conference in our neighboring, not us here?
All right.
Then let's put ourselves in the shoes of an international event organizer. Yeah. Why should I choose Silicon Savannah?
All right.
As opposed? Is there anything that we are doing it right?
All right.
So if everybody play their role in terms of now us in the tech, if we'll say we have technical to the standard, to the international standard, as we were discussing earlier.
Yeah.
Mo Ibrahim Foundation, just coming down here. He'll first go and
that was
pick,
at KCC.
Yeah, he'll first go and pick an agency in UK.
All right.
Bring down an agency to Kenya. It's that agency that will look for now local suppliers, even local planners, gather us in one room, and it will be that local agency in UK that will pay us. They're the one who will negotiate with us. We don't have capacity within ourselves that we can negotiate within our space with the Mo Ibrahim Foundation. Say, you're coming, so we are ready for you. Equipment check, planning check, from airport, delegates, up to hotels, transfers. And to add on it, Magical Kenya is ready to do safari with you. So it's a whole experience from how they entered, how they were served, and what they experienced through what brought him in the country in the first place, which is the foundation and the discussions. And everybody will benefit from that ecosystem. From a driver, from a janitor at the hotel, up to Mama Mboga supplying the hotel.
That's a capacity issue, because if we are not ready for the international market, and that's what the international market is, even what drives like more economic impact than the local events, because you look at the dollar, you have the foreign exchange, and also by the virtue of hosting international events, we have something normally called the technical knowledge transfer.
Yes.
Like exactly what happened during the Burna Boy. So the producer had a local session with local producers. By the way, were you aware of that?
By the way, nearly all international artists. That is what normally happens. Even that Boys to Men, they came with old technicians. People had retired. Sound engineers.
Interesting.
Yeah. So you see, and there was always that knowledge transfer. But you see, a market must be ready.
All right.
Must be ready.
You're right.
And who makes it ready? It's me and you.
All right.
And it starts with such conversation.
Yeah, I think we hope this is the beginning of something big, and the vision to also bring this conversation locals at the county level. And currently, as we speak, SSC has an initiative called Mais Mtaani.
Nice.
So they are trying to push mice exactly into the capacity, into the county level. So, and how does that happen? So having like education and training programs for mice stakeholders within the county level. So just to ensure that they are mice ready.
Yes.
Right? So such that, because Nairobi we have capacity, but
now other counties.
Now you are talking.
Yeah.
So if you go to Bomet or Busia, so are they able to get like the same technical skills or the technical know-how of doing mice at each county level? So it's a good initiative, and some good development that has been happening so far in the country. It's one. KCC has actually started this mice conversation. I think
nice.
I believe, and it is the current CEO, CPA James Mora, is doing something fantastic. He has started conversations. I think because of this year, we have like three events.
Oh, nice.
Yes, 3 industry conversation. I'm double sure after every 2 to 3 months he calls us and says what's happening. Something happens at KCC. Which industry conversation.
Which will inform all stakeholders.
Yes.
And that's a game changer, because nobody was discussing at KCC.
Yeah.
KCC was almost becoming a museum.
I know.
Going forward,
I know.
It could have turned to a museum.
I know.
But such conversation will even inform how can we improve this space.
Exactly. And something good, do you know we have a national mice strategy that we are currently working on? So we did a workshop validation. So hopefully in some few months we now have a unified national mice strategy. I know talking is something different, executing is something different.
But
so let's hope
the best place to start is first talking.
Yes.
There was no discussion around it.
Yeah, I know. But, so then there have been this huge demand for, revitalizing the Convention Bureau. And lastly, it's now the capacity building. The association has also been an issue. So which is which, highly fragmented. So we have so many, we don't know which is which. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done, especially talking about mice knowledge, because at times in my line of duty, you find someone is engaged and say, oh, Simon, what is this mice you keep talking about?
Even people, same guys in the industry even don't know.
Interesting, exactly.
You wake up, you sleep because of mice, but you don't know. You do it for a living, but you don't know.
Exactly. So in fact, even also just to add on that, Kezi Mokiri of Zuri event, she's coming up with a Future Leaders Forum.
Nice.
So which will be going more of a campus tour, going through university, polytechnics, technical institutions, talking about these mice, preparing for the future and how they gravitate towards to the industry market. So I'll say Kenya, we are making a good stride as we speak. And again, Bomas, you see, Bomas International Convention Complex is coming up. So
let it be big.
Yeah.
And offers opportunity and a competing chance within our peers and within the region.
That's true.
We can do, at our level, let's do as much as we can.
Yeah.
And now we leave the rest to other stakeholders. But within the space, what you're doing a good job. Yeah,
thank you so much. So we are trying as much as possible. So where do we see Xpose in the next 5 years? 5 years,
we want to, within the experiential space, we want to create that ecosystem that our consumers, our clients know, because our tagline is a different experience. They truly experience from how we enter and how we leave their venues, and a lasting experience that
Yeah.
you'll always remember your last gig saying, wow,
Oh gosh.
we need it to come again. And through that,
Yeah.
it's how we are now really investing in terms of training,
Yeah.
capacity building,
Yeah.
and tech.
Yeah.
Anything that comes new and we find it's really, even we've brought a lot of equipment that are not even yet ready for the market. We thought that the market will embrace them, but we don't give up. We just say, just let it be there. But 2 to 3 years,
They'll
the
catch
market,
up.
they will catch up. So with that,
Interesting.
the experience, we want really to sell experience, to engrave it in our systems, in our processes, to think of the client, like how the army operates.
Yeah.
When you see our team, it's like a battalion has entered the room, from setup to execution to troubleshooting, and just leaving a lasting impression, saying it was world class and international.
Yeah.
And you don't say, I wish I could have done this conference somewhere else.
Yeah, so something I admire about the military, it's their strategy.
Yeah.
Strategic management, how they do. In fact, I just learned history that strategy emanated from
The military. Yeah. It was never in management. Yeah.
Yeah, and now the business world borrowed it from the military.
And those who have borrowed and done it to perfection, they're doing it best.
They're so good at it.
They're so good at it, because the only way how you can mitigate any mishap.
Yeah.
You see why you are talking about the Stanbic concert?
Yeah.
If it was done in a military precision mitigation, you wouldn't have known.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And the way we say it, events are unforgiving. You see, you find it was something so small.
Yeah, that's true.
But until today, and nobody has said, you've not told me that the first 2 musicians sang so well, and the people really enjoyed.
but there's an issue. But the cost, the cost of these events are expensive. They're expensive.
Yeah,
actually, that one for Boys to Men, it was expensive.
You see, ticket sales. In fact, I've told you let's do Burna Boy. How much is Burna Boy paid to come to Kenya?
Actually, it was around 100 million
100
Kenyan shillings. Yes.
That is only Burna Boy.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
How many tickets do you want to sell?
Yeah.
First, we get to pay Burna Boy. And how many? In fact, it's called our purchasing power, other than purchasing power.
Yeah.
Once you have spent that money that remains, it's called.
So anyway, so what's zinapotea?
The one that, like for recreation, that's the small bit that you're left with. You've paid all your bills. Now you have saved this.
So do you mean profit or what?
Other no, as an individual. So you've earned monthly.
Yeah.
Now you've paid your other bills and everything, your savings, your emergency fund. Then there's that caloos that you remain with.
All right.
Ours has really shrinked. I'll tell you, and you
maybe the disposable income.
Disposable income.
Yeah.
So, how many people their disposable income within the population you can allow? We divide with the 100 million first to pay Burna Boy.
All right.
You see, the number is also small.
Yeah.
And it has shrunk. And if you want to know it, I wish I did the rally. We did many of the stages.
Oh, the WRC.
This WRC.
All right.
And we realized, though each year Ugandans have been coming, even this year Uganda.
Yeah, they really came.
They came in droves.
Yeah.
Drove all the way from Kampala.
Yeah.
I was just saying, if we take the rally to Kampala, how many Nairobians will first drive, leave alone going? How many?
You're right.
Can be countable. Even let's put it to Arusha.
Yes.
We've gone far.
Oh.
The rally was in Nakuru. How many Nairobians just
Goes to
Naivasha? Went to Naivasha.
All right.
So with that, now
right.
transfer it to concert. So you find even the cost, in fact I'll tell you for free, most concerts, they barely scratch. They barely make a profit. Yeah.
It's not a profitable as
you are the one that's organizing the concert.
Yeah.
Bro, you'll go home with you can go even in dates.
Oh my gosh. So what about the sponsor? So unless
the sponsor, you see, the brand will decide in terms of our marketing budget. Let's pay ahead. Let's pay the artist.
All right.
Yeah, let's pay the artist for you. And put our brand as a headliner. We put Xpose. So we just check it. Then let the organizer pay the other suppliers, pay security, pay venue, pay vendors, pay us, the stage guys, the sound guys, and then let's see how many tickets he'll sell. Then he bases his ticket to there. Remember, most adverts is not partnership, it's a paid advert. So you'll pay media tours. So you'll find by the time you are done with all the licenses, you can go home empty-handed, and it's months of planning. In fact, for you to get even to the artist, it's a long overhaul. You'll go to managers.
What's the average budget of hosting like a proper concert in Kenya? What's normally the average budget?
With 50 mics, you can get a good concert.
From there up?
Yeah, from there up. In fact, a local Kenyan nice curated concert. With 50 mics, you're okay. But if you start we bring in Tanzanians, now Diamond will take 20.
Or even more.
Or even more.
Yeah.
But you've not paid his flight. That is just his money.
The technical rider. Oh my gosh.
So this is my technical rider.
Yeah.
You find is specific. You find in the market is not there. We need to get it. And these countries where we get even that mixer, it will be flown in by 2 technicians.
All right.
So you'll take accommodation of these technicians.
All right.
So you find it's a huge cost. Right. But if brands embrace, then now our disposable income also increases a bit. People will be able to afford.
All right,
but we are going there. But we
are
better than Tanzania, by the way. Take note. Tanzania, all the events, Pepsi, they are brands. Check. Those in villages. Go and check ticket cost in Tanzania. Even check for Sean Paul. Sean Paul in TZ were going with 2K. How much were we here in Nairobi? 6K plus.
Oh, so it was cheaper.
It was cheaper in TZ. So mostly, for the whole system to be better, let brands just embrace to push concerts, to push artists, the creative team. Let them just pump money, and all of us will reap because people will fly in for a concert in Nairobi.
That's true.
That is money. Hotels will benefit. Locals. That's why they say sports marketing. Sport is huge. Go kill a marathon. People come all over from SA.
All right. Interesting.
Even Stanchart brings more people here.
Actually, Stanchart this year, I think they had one of the largest numbers they've ever had, and they got a recognition. So I can't remember properly, but it was a recognized national marathon, such that the time that you got into that marathon, you can qualify for this big marathon, for Boston, something like that.
Nice.
And I think it's the only internationally recognized marathon, the Stanchart.
And I wonder Kenya. Why Korea have not made it Kenya marathon, so that you see, like Boston, it's a bank that pushes, but it's called Boston. You can curate around it.
Oh, Boston, it's a bank that.
It's a bank. Go and check brands around it.
Interesting.
It's not, but it's named after a city.
All right.
So though we have Nairobi Run.
Nairobi Stanchart. Actually, it's called Nairobi something. Nairobi Stanchart.
But we have Nairobi Marathon.
Oh, we also have Nairobi Marathon.
Yes.
But that one is more government, more county.
Yes. So if even we push that, these are low-hanging fruit that can also improve. Can explore and bring many people in the city of Nairobi.
But my thing is, they just merge instead of having all this marathon. Hey, by the way, we said tumekuwa na marathon mingi. Actually, this current president is really supporting marathon. I think pesos go up.
But you see, marathon is an easy event to clock. What do you need for somebody to run? See a t-shirt. Then to mark. Once you've marked the pitch well and they have a tag, you're good to go.
All right. All right. Interesting. So, what's your parting shot? Maybe what's your call for the industry?
My call for the industry
shot,
is let's continue embracing collaborative. And let's encourage such forum that we discuss ways to improve and emerging issues, and we mitigate pitfalls of other industries within the other market spaces. Let's not undergo the same stage like the rest of the world, because now we can leverage on the internet within our space and leapfrog and become the best within a short time within the space. But our target is within mice, let's just operate. International standards is the only way that will save us.
All right.
If we do mediocre and just following the norm, we might lose it and we might fall back.
Yeah, that's exactly true. So I trust you'll be coming for the Africa Mice Expo in June.
Definitely, I'll be there.
Yeah.
This year I went the WTM for Cape Town. I attended.
All right.
Beautiful discussion.
Oh, you took part into it?
I took part to it.
So you went to, did you engage meet in South Africa?
Yes.
Fantastic. That's great stuff.
So us also as a company, we are open.
All right.
For any forum, any discussion
engagement
that will enrich us and make us serve our customers better and the industry. We're always open to it.
So what's the expectation for the Africa Mice Expo come June?
My expectation is that all industry players will come on board and we'll have a candid discussions just around our areas, specifically areas of improvement, and also forging a way that we can speak one language and one voice that will be able to be listened in all quorum, and just how we'll push now the sector and the recognition that we really need to have. And it's such quorums that we can push for a voice, one voice that can speak on behalf of us.
All right.
And outside it, I'm expecting that the growth will be big and exponential.
Yeah.
And nobody will regret coming, but it will improve their processes, their businesses, and how they view. And once that is expanded, I think we will be ripe. And I'm saying East Africa and Africa is our level playing field. That we can play in any corner.
And by the way, we are the gateway of Africa, actually.
Yeah, we are the gateway. So this is it will be a big eye opener that we are more than happy to be involved. We are really ready, and we'll come.
Looking forward to see you at the
let's have the discussion. Let's keep on discussing.
Definitely.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
Great. Yeah.
And have a good evening.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for gracing our podcast. So it was really important for Xpose to share its thought leadership and really understand the position of the mice ecosystem. That has been said. Sitasema kitu na sitaongeza. This is Mice Diary.